Ever since Black Ops Cold War, players have been wanting a classic mode in zombies. Hell, they've been probably asking for one since Black Ops 4, but how realistic is this? I have thought about the logistics and mechanics of everything in the game that would either need to be removed or would need major changes, and I have come to the conclusion that this mode would not work in modern zombies, unless there were major changes made, and here is why. I do want to clarify what I consider classic zombies. I'm considering this all games between World at War and Black Ops 2 Zombies, and I am considering modern zombies Black Ops Cold War to Black Ops 6. I am not considering Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 in either of these because I think they have too many characteristics to each of the classic and modern games to put them in either one, so understand why I'm not including these. When I was thinking of all the issues that could come with a possible mode, it would always revolve around one thing: the zombies. And more specifically, the zombie AI. And to me, it seems like something everyone overlooks when wanting this mode. This is a mechanic that can be changed, but would likely need a lot of reverse engineering and would need a ton of development time and does not seem feasible in my eyes. Have you ever tried training in modern zombies? You're likely being hit a lot and zombies are swarming constantly and not flowing how they would in classic zombies. While I think this is a feature that is made to make the game more difficult in modern games, I think it would make the classic mode borderline unplayable, and right there, multiple problems arise. First, in a classic mode, armor is likely removed, and in turn, the amount of hits to go down drops from 14 to 5, and that's assuming the zombie's damage is the same as the classic games. 14 hits with the current zombie AI balances out by the late game, kind of, with the speed of the spawns and zombie movement. 5 hit downs and high rounding in current day with the current zombie AI would be awful. And I'm not even mentioning all the boss fights that would need to be rebalanced, but I will concede that a shield could be added, and this would provide, additional help for the player, but that just adds more things that would need to be developed for this mode alone. The second issue I see that comes up with the zombie AI is the 4 perk limit. While yes, there are some perks that you would go to first in this game, especially with certain augments in modern games, most of the perks are very balanced in this game. But with this, augments could be removed since it's not a classic feature and could hinder a lot of perks and cause there to be a fewer perks to choose for viability. Having the perk limit could be devastating when you look at a solo player's perspective. They're likely going to have to get Jug and Quick Revive since there'll be no support items, and with no support items there's not going to be any self revives, and that leaves you with 2 spots left. Are you going to choose perks to benefit your weapons, or are you going to choose perks to benefit your movement, or a utility perk like Vulture's Aid? This also brings up more questions about the perks. Do they keep the same perk benefits from Black Ops 6 or Classic? For example, if they keep Black Ops 6 benefits, there's no way to be immune from fall damage if they do not keep the augments. But if they choose Classic, it'll make certain perks like PhD and Vulture's Aid too overpowered, and at that point, there's no perk variety in a solo game. You could go down the rabbit hole with perks alone, and it brings up a lot of development and logistic questions. Another mechanical feature that is in modern zombies maps is mantling. It helps with players' movement, but it also helps players avoid zombies. Does this get removed, or does it stay? If it stays, it would be less classic, and if you remove it from the game, it would cause the game to be increasingly more difficult on top of all the other features that could be removed or may not be removed. But I'm getting tired of why this classic mode would not work, because these games are so different from each other, and I want to discuss why players want this mode. First, a lot of players do not like the current armor system. They would rather have a shield on their back and not need to have to worry about plating up seemingly every few seconds. And they would also not want zombies to feel like Warzone. And the plates are a major difference from traditional zombies, and they just don't want them. It also removes a key feature of zombies, the shield. With each map that comes out, it was always interesting to see what the shield was going to be, considering for many maps the shield was unique in its look or in its features, and gave the maps a little bit more personality to them. This is an aspect that I find Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 are more classic because across those games, and including Black Ops 2, there are 11 unique looking shields and there are 7 unique shields in function. I think if Treyarch wanted to keep the current armor system, or are being forced to keep it, there could be better ways of doing it. And if you want me to make a video on how they could fix the issues players are having with modern zombies outside of just having a classic mode to fix them, let me know in the comments below. Another feature people do not want is weapon rarity, because people think it's an unnecessary extra step to strengthen your weapons. The weapons could be made more powerful with each step of the pack-a-punch. Along with this, some players find that loading in with any weapon discourages some of the core original mechanics like wall weapons and the mystery box, because you can have essentially any weapon you want when you load into the game. I do agree with this, but I will add an asterisk to this. While I think should be a standard feature to load in with whatever it is, the pistol or whatever weapon Treyarch decides for you to load in with each map, it could be added that you load in with any weapon as a possible super Easter egg reward that is toggleable. Just more rewards that the players are given for super Easter eggs. The final feature I would be talking about is the point system. Players think only getting points from killing zombies is a big issue, and I understand if they do not want the players to get essentially unlimited points from a single zombie, but I do think there could be a compromise somewhere, between Black Ops 4 and the classic games, but I do think there could be this could be a compromise, somewhere in these future titles. Another problem players have with the current point system is how meleeing is almost discouraged, since you're receiving 10 less points than a headshot would, even though you're meleeing, and it puts you at a bigger risk of being damaged by zombies. Overall, the features I have discussed are maybe more of an issue of what players do not like about the current systems we have, and think that a classic mode could easily fix them. But when we look at this classic mode that players want, it really isn't just a straightforward answer. Does Treyarch remove a feature like ammo mods on top of features that would likely be removed or modified, as mentioned with weapon rarity, armor, loadouts, and possibly the point system? What if they remove gobblegums? What if they remove sliding? What if they removed or kept specialists? What if they added back infinite zombie health scaling? I think that there are too many questions that the developers would have to answer based on the amount of changes this mode would need to make the majority of players happy with it, and could balloon the amount of development time that they spend on this. Just think about every change Zombies has made between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 6. They would have to question every one of those changes for this mode, but maybe I'm just looking into this too deeply, and if you think I am, just let me know in the comments. Although it does sound like I am dogging on this possible game mode as much as possible, I do hope Treyarch proves me wrong in making a perfect game mode for either Black Ops 7 or as a Black Ops 6 super Easter egg reward later this year. But if you did enjoy the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing, and I hope you guys come around for the next video or next live stream, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.